and today we are going to be learning about the brain. So today we are learning about the brain. So, keep your brain ready for some mind-blowing, brainy thinking information, and today we are going to be learning about it. So as you know about the new layout, the policy is simple. I have a laptop in front of me which the camera can't see, and so it's simple. You will hear me dictate this information and then I will explain it to you. Okay? So, according to my information, the human brain is a complex organ that serves as the center of the nervous system. Here is a detailed overview. Structure and function. First point. The human brain consists of the cerebrum, the brainstem and the cerebellum. It controls most of the activities of the body, processing, integrating and coordinating the information it receives from the sense organs and making decisions as to the instructions sent to the rest of the body. So the brain consists mostly of the cerebrum, the brainstem and the cerebellum. Cerebellum, cerebrum and brainstem. Now it controls most of the activities of the body. It controls your processing, integrating, coordinating, your cooperation, your motor skills and information from sense organs, gathering it, controlling it, processing it. It's like a big processor of a computer. The main part of the computer, the motherboard. Now this is your brain. So, and making decisions as the instructions sent to the rest of the body. So, it makes decisions, so it sends instructions and the body gives a response. Now what to do? So the brain is like, you do this, you do that, 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 you do this. Your body is doing hundreds of millions of things and your brain is controlling that. That's how powerful the brain is, and they say that multitasking isn't a thing. Well, there are more than 1,000 neurons firing every single second. How can we not that multitasking? Well, we'll leave multitasking and job stuff. But today, we're learning about the brain. So, these are 2 points covered. Third point. The cerebrum, the largest part of the human brain, consists of 2 cerebral hemispheres. Each hemisphere has an inner core composed of white matter and an outer surface, the cerebral cortex, composed of grey matter. So, the cerebrum, which is the largest part of the human brain, consists of 2 hemispheres. 2. It's like half of the brain, so it needs a hemisphere. So, let's say this is the cerebrum. And this, if I cut this cerebrum into half, this will be 2 equal hemispheres. So this is basically how your cerebrum is. Cerebrum. Not cerebrum. It's cerebrum, not cerebellum. Cerebellum. There is a little confusion. The cerebrum, it's called cerebrum. No L. And then there's a cerebellum, which is smaller. Now, the cerebrum, the largest part of the human brain, consists of 2 cerebral hemispheres. Both of the hemispheres has an inner core composed of white matter, and an outer surface, the cerebral cortex. And then that cerebral cortex is composed of grey matter. Then, this grey matter, white matter, doesn't need to be much focused on, right? It doesn't need to be much focused on. So, it is not a very important part of the brain. But, sometimes it may come handy if you want to be a doctor. So, if you want to be learning about this in detail, you should visit websites, But if you have a ChatGPT account, you can ask ChatGPT, you can ask AI. Technology is very good now these days, so it's good for you. Then you can say, now that we're done with the cerebrum and we have to go to the next part, the cortex. The cortex has an outer layer, the neocortex, and then inner allocortex. The neocortex is made up of 6 neuronal layers, but the allocortex has 3 or 4. So the cortex has an outer layer, which is the neocortex. Yes, remember the cortex? Yes, that. The cerebral cortex, we may be talking about that. And the neocortex and an inner allocortex. The neocortex, which is on the outside, is made up of 6 layers, and the allocortex has 3 or 4 layers. Now, each hemisphere is conventionally divided into 4 lobes: the frontal, temporal, partial and occipital lobes. The frontal lobe is associated with executive functions including self-control, planning, reasoning and abstract thought, while the occipital lobe is dedicated to vision. So, according to the name, the frontal lobe is mostly about your logical thinking, analysis, your interpretation and all these stuff. But the occipital lobe is controlling your you can say your vision, your eyes. Your occipital lobe controls your eyes and your vision. And also, did you know that your eyes actually give a reverse image of what you see? Yes, according to my eyes, the camera will be like this. Yes, but your brain is the thing that flips it over. Let's say this is a human, like here the legs and here the hands. Yes, and that is what the eyes will see. And then your human brain flips it to its normal state. Imagine if we lived in a flipped world. That would be just weird. Okay, so here's a more concise or more better or more simple definition of this, but with the same amount of information. A human brain is a complex organ that weighs about 1.4 kg and consists of billions of neurons. So this has about 1.4 kg of mass and has a lot of neurons. A lot of neurons. And they can communicate through electrical and chemical signals. Yes, they have chemical signals and then they have electrical signals. Actually, the brain can produce a lot of electricity, about enough to power a light bulb. Now, the brain can be divided into 3 main regions: the cerebrum, the brainstem and the cerebellum. Now, we are not going to go further into detail or else this will not fit into one video. And the human brain is a complex organ, yes, we know, and it can be divided into 3 main regions: the cerebrum, the cerebellum and the brainstem. Okay, then there is the cerebrum is the largest part of the brain and consists of 2 hemispheres, each with 4 lobes: the frontal, temporal, partial and occipital lobes. The cerebrum is responsible for higher cognitive functions, for example, thinking, reasoning, learning, memory, speech and emotion. Now, these are a lot of things because your cerebrum is controlling 75 to 95% of your brain. And then that's a lot of brain that is contained by the cerebrum. And then there is the brainstem is composed of the medulla, the pons and the midbrain. The midbrain. Yes, you see the brain of the picture of the brain, the middle part of the brain. The brainstem connects to the brain to the spinal cord. So it's like a bridge between the brain and spinal cord and controls vital functions such as breathing, heartbeat and blood pressure. The cerebellum is located at the back of the brain and coordinates movement, balance and posture. Okay. It also plays a role in motor learning and cognitive functions such as attention and language. I hope this summary helps you understand the human brain better. Please subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe to the channel so that I can create more content. Bye bye guys.